I told you I'm not here to mess around, and you've been acting too mysterious. You didn't think I'd go, but do you now?
Going in?
Yeah.
We're going for it? Okay, we're going for it.
Let's go.
We're going for it.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers! This is the beginning of a partnership, business partnership. Welcome to Bad Girl Academy, where I teach women how to drop the act of a nice girl and to allow the seed of badassery to grow from within that will break the shell of the wounded ego. So one day, women can stand at the altar of their own power.
What do you mean? Thank you.
Welcome, Brenda.
Thank you for having me here. I'm so glad you came into my life because, yes, I was acting like a nice girl, and up until now, it has never worked for me. I tried and tried and tried. And what do you mean, drop the act?
Because we're performing. It's a performance.
Mm-hmm.
It's a performance to reenact our childhood trauma, the things that we went through when we were kids. And that's why the episode today is called Sorry Dad, because I am going to talk with no filter about what I went through. I had my father. He was a narcissistic man, alcoholic, abusive. He cheated on my mom, and he was abusive towards the whole family.
Not just your mom.
No,
Not just the mom.
No. And I also want to mention that I have forgiven my father. So these are it's a journey of forgiveness, because you first have to realize that you have trauma and wounds, and then
most of us don't know that we have traumas, and we don't want to accept
the fact that we're wounded.
Yes.
Yeah, the fact that we're wounded, and that I call that unconsciousness, when we are operating and we are functioning based on trauma, like the wounded part of us that we it's not like that we don't want to look at it, it's we don't know.
Sometimes we don't know.
We
don't know what we don't know.
We don't know, and that is the scary part, because if he knew, and if he was aware of the things that he was doing to me, to us, to my mother, to my brothers, he would have stopped. But sometimes the pain that we carry is so big and so covered with things that we, well, the ego has many mechanisms how to cover up the pain and trauma. And so and we can, I think humans, or the ego has evolved in a way they can hide the pain and trauma very well, in a way that
the ego hides the trauma, and the pain.
The ego's function,
it covers it. It makes it
to protect the soul from pain.
Okay.
Pain and trauma. But the thing is, the pain and trauma doesn't go away. Sooner or later, you are faced,
and that's why we're here. Because it doesn't go away up until somebody comes and pushes those buttons, or touches that wound,
activates the wounds and trauma that we have. And that's why I'm making the episode today, to make everyone realize, that the fact the things that we went through in our childhood is going to shape the relationships that we're going to attract.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so, because I had a narcissistic, abusive father, that means that I'm going to attract narcissistic, abusive men. And has been my story my whole life. I attracted my father,
and that's just for hetero women.
Well,
right?
It's all for all humans. So let's say, I think like we all carry mother-father wounds, but the most predominant wounds might be the caregiver that affected you the most, that they hurt you the most.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're a gay person, if you like women that like women, If that,
I don't think it has to do anything with gender. It will have to be who was your parents. In this case, Brenda, tell us a little bit about yourself.
okay, so I'm bi. I like women and men, and this is gonna be huge. This is like, okay, I'm stepping out of my shell right now.
Showing up the world who you really
That's
are.
why I'm asking, who is the person that hurts? Like you said, the caregiver.
The direct caregiver, they hurt you the most, and that person is going to create like a distortion in you, and then you feel, because all you will attract it's to reenact that dynamic.
Yep. So if I like women or like men, doesn't matter. So if my father wounded me in ways, I will attract men
Who will do the same? Yeah.
who will do the same.
Yeah. And if you carry mother wounds,
If I carry
and
mother,
if
I will attract women that will do the same thing.
then you'll be attracted. That's the tricky part. You'll be attracted to the people that can actually show you and point out the wounds and trauma that you have from the caregiver. So,
And that's the thing, because most of the times we're like, oh, I don't like this about this person. This person's toxic.
oh yeah, I mean, yeah. When we start attracting from our wounds and our trauma, we're gonna attract a lot of toxic relationships.
Yes.
And so, and most people don't have any awareness, which I call that unconsciousness. So when we lack self-awareness, we run from toxic relationships, from those dynamics that are gift. They are a gift from the universe, because you have an invitation to heal your childhood trauma, to heal your wounds.
But
and trauma.
why do we reject that?
Because it hurts.
Because it hurts.
It hurts a lot. You know, it's like, because you can carry a wound and not know it. Just know it, because you're trying to. The ego will put you focus on something else that will help you avoid feeling pain. So you don't look at the wound. You don't know that you have it. Some people, because it's so hard and difficult for them to explore those wounds, they refuse relationships. I have friends, girlfriends, who have given up on relationship with men because, well, let's face it, the masculine energy is running really toxic right now, and for the longest time. I mean, women, we have been able to vote only like 100 years, so
Yeah.
we know that patriarchal abusive that system that abuses women is very much still in place. But the thing is, when you have that invitation to work your wounds, because I can talk about the patriarchal system, but in this case,
We don't know. We don't know that it's an invitation. We don't know that it's, like you said.
But that's why we're here.
Yeah.
You know, that's why we're working so hard to make this podcast, because we want to bring awareness. When you join the dance, I was
Yeah, because I didn't know this. If you work through your pain, through your trauma, it's an invitation to heal.
It's an invitation to heal your wounds. But first, you got to become aware that you have a wound, right?
Yeah.
And so, what happens when you meet the dynamic of the narcissist and the empath? That dynamic, a person has power over you, and many times when this person has power over you, it resembles an authority figure from your past, and usually points out, this person starts to act very controlling, cold, distant, and it reenacts that parent figure, because when we're little, we have this authority who had to go to work, and then because we're children, we're very needy. We need that constant attention, and so that's how abandonment wounds start to
create.
So
Yeah.
they create abandonment wounds in the moment that the parent leaves the kid to go to work. When the parent, like I'm a single mom, you know, if I start dating, I have 2 kids, just in case, give you feedback. I have 2 kids. I'm a single mom, and then if I go out on a date, I'm creating a little abandonment wound on my kids, because they want their mom at home. They don't want.
Yeah,
their mom
you're
to be dating
choosing somebody else over them.
And so these are childhood wounds, and then we gotta grow up at some point.
And
right?
Like, it's not that the parent that you want to create a wound to
No,
your kids.
as a parent, you're operating from your wounded self that you haven't healed. You're unconscious of it, and you are living a life of adult, which is very demanding, and especially if it's a single mom.
Yeah.
Single
So we're not saying that people are willingly or they want to hurt somebody willingly.
No,
It's
that was the first step for me forgiving my father and for everything that he put me through and put my mother through and my brothers, is to accept the fact that he was unconscious. You know, that he did the best that he could with the wounds and trauma that he had, and how life showed up for him, like how life was thrown at him. And so forgiveness is a huge step to start to heal. Then you have to encounter these relationships, right, with someone that is going to resemble. How do you feel about talking about your experience? Do you want to talk about like your dynamic with your mom, and then
the experience that I've been having with
Yeah.
a person,
Yeah.
lady person.
yeah, does she resemble your mom?
Physically, no, no, but emotionally,
They are parts of her
yes,
that touches in some wounds.
yes.
I don't think that this person they you dated in the past, because I think is a past person, right? So that she did it intentionally. She probably just acting on her unconscious self, but because we're wounded, or
Yep.
you're wounded, you think that she's doing it to hurt you.
To hurt me,
Yeah,
yes.
but the thing is, you have wounds from
Yeah.
your mom.
Yeah, we saw a video where a psychiatrist was telling this person that if somebody does this to you and then you go like this, it's triggering you a pain, but it's not